बेदांतु देगा प्रॉब्लम से छुटकारा।
Hi kids!
Hi आएगा तो मजा आएगा, मजा आएगा तो समझ आएगा।
बढ़िया टीचर्स प्रॉब्लम्स चुटकी में सुलझाएंगे।
डाउट सारी जिंदगी से
Raj, I got your doubt. This is your answer.
समझ आएगा तो मजा आएगा, मजा आएगा तो
Vedantu, learn live online. To attend a free live class, download the app now.
Hello my dear children, good afternoon once again, namaste and welcome to another session, the next session of our class 10 ICSE one short series. This is Ambika, Master Teacher of Biology at Vedantu. How are you all? For your information, today is not my birthday. I have been watching all the comments there. Whoever started it off has been, I think, just having just laughing at the fun, watching the fun of how everyone else is repeating what you're saying. Anyway, it was not, it was over a long time back. It was 2 months ago. Anyway, thank you very much for a belated wish. Anyway, yes, this is live Anusha. Thank you very much for joining me today, children. Okay, so let's get started. Today we are going to be getting started with the Human Anatomy and Physiology unit. Okay, yes, good afternoon, Anandita. That's okay, never mind. Okay, yes, hi Bhumi, Khushi, Vicky, Nikita, Ashika, Krishna, and everyone else. Yes, the chats are just crawling up. Hi and a very warm good afternoon to all of you once again. Let's get started. Okay, so as always, I love starting with positive quotes, especially now because it's exam season. These are very, very essential for you to always stay in the right frame of mind. Okay, difficult roads often lead to beautiful destinations, right? Because right now there may be days when you feel a little low, you feel very demotivated, you feel stressed out, saturated, too much of studies, not much time for recreation, not much time for other activities, whatever it is. Remember that all of this is going to lead to something very, very beautiful for which you will thank your own self within about 2 to 3 months. Okay? Yes, CBSE board, CBSE here. Yes, Meenakshi, Samit. Okay. And let us move ahead. And as you all know, the Revise India camp is going to be here very, very soon. Feb 20th, 21st and 22nd. So do remember to register now. It's going to be absolutely free. 72 hours of non-stop revision by all our expert teachers. So especially CBSE students out there, do not miss this. All your subjects, your entire syllabus is going to be covered by all our amazing teachers these 3 days. Okay, once again, Feb 20th, 21st, 22nd. Okay, and moving ahead, coming to the content of this chapter, we know the heart is a very, very important organ of the body. What protects the heart? There are a lot of things. There is a membrane that protects the heart, which is called the pericardium. And within that, in between the layers of the pericardium, there is a fluid which is called pericardial fluid. Okay, all of you with me now? Okay, yes, Jai, your favorite chapter, is it? All right, and a very, very important one too. So all of you, please pay attention. The next half an hour is going to be very, very, very important for all of us. Okay, because this entire chapter, revising in one shot, once again, I won't be going into every single minute detail because this is the chapter in one shot. Those of you, again, whoever has missed out on my regular ICSE sessions on YouTube, please watch the playlist, the entire ICSE Biology playlist, and whatever concept you find difficult in this chapter, please do clear it out as soon as you can. Okay. All right. No, you are just in time, Shagun. All right. Okay. So there we go, pericardium, pericardial fluid. And what all does the pericardial fluid do? That's what I've listed out here. It protects the heart from mechanical injury and shock. It keeps the heart moist for its proper functioning and also provides lubrication and reduces friction during heartbeat, because heartbeat is something that keeps happening continuously, right? It's one organ of your body which doesn't rest at all. It can't afford to rest. And because of that, there has to be enough protection from your body's side to keep your heart well nourished and happy always. Okay, yes, protects from jerks. We will come to all of that, Suhail. Please hold on for a bit. Now coming to the chambers of the heart. Now remember children, one very, very important thing I told you. Yes. So one very, very important thing I told you when I taught this topic earlier is remembering or keeping in mind which is the right and left side of the heart. Now, when you draw the structure of the heart, remember this is the left side and this is the right side, because when I'm standing here, imagine this is my heart magnified. Okay. Yes. So this is going to be my right side and this is going to be my left side. Okay. So when you draw it, you shouldn't get confused, and because of that you shouldn't mess up with the chambers and the respective valves and all the blood vessels. Okay, very, very basic thing that all of you must remember. Every biology student must know this. Okay, so there is the left atrium, the left ventricle, the right atrium and the right ventricle, and in between them we have valves. What do the valves do? Yes, what do the valves do? They basically help in preventing backflow of blood. Right, exactly, Anto. Compare it to your own body and then write it. Imagine it as your mirror reflection. Okay, yes. Tricuspid valve guards the opening between the right atrium or the right auricle and the right ventricle. The bicuspid valve or the mitral valve guards the opening between the left atrium and the left ventricle. Okay, and in between them you also have the atrial septum and the ventricular septum respectively. The word septum refers to a partition. Okay, yes, all of these are basics. Good afternoon, Ayushi. I think I'm seeing you after a very, very long time in my session. Okay, and let's move ahead. What about the blood vessels? Chambers of the heart are important, and then the blood vessels. Heart along with the blood vessels are what forms your circulatory system overall, right? So blood vessels, you've got arteries. Somebody was asking me, Sohail, you were asking me what is artery? Arteries are blood vessels which carry blood away from the heart. So who's going to tell me today, right now, does the artery carry oxygenated blood or does it carry deoxygenated blood? Yes, Jai, I know you are very regular. Yes, who's going to tell me the answer? Artery oxy. Shagun says artery oxy. Very good. Oxygenated blood. Artery carries oxygenated blood from your heart to the rest of your body. Now, I told you one more important trick to remember. Artery. The A for artery stands for away. Imagine it like that. Okay. A of artery stands for the word away. Away from what? It carries blood away from the heart. Yes, exactly. But there is an exception. Pulmonary artery, because pulmonary is something to do with your lungs. So pulmonary artery is the blood vessel which carries blood from your heart to the lungs. So obviously when it goes from the heart to the lungs, what is the purpose? It needs to get oxygenated, which means pulmonary artery is the only artery in your body which carries deoxygenated blood. Very good, Gunjan. Yes. And then likewise for veins. Veins would obviously carry deoxygenated blood because they are carrying blood from all your tissues back to your heart. Right? But pulmonary vein would be an exception. Yes, because it carries blood from your lungs into from your lungs into your heart. Okay. Okay, Nandini. Yes, arteries, veins. Yes, the differences between arteries, veins, all of that is equally important. You must know that, okay? Because picture-based questions can also come by giving you a cross section of the artery, vein and capillary and asking you to identify it. Okay, all right. And moving on, these are the blood vessels which enter the heart. Superior or the anterior vena cava. What is that? Superior or the anterior vena cava. Superior vena cava, also called the anterior vena cava. Then the inferior or the posterior vena cava. These bring deoxygenated blood from all parts of your body into your heart, into the right atrium. And then the coronary veins, which are associated with the muscles of your heart. Okay, and then the pulmonary veins, we know that, pulmonary veins. Okay, yes, and the next one, blood vessels which leave the heart, pulmonary artery, aorta and the coronary arteries. And among these, aorta is the biggest and the most hard-working and the most important artery in your body, because from the heart in one single pump, it has to pump blood to the entire body, to all your tissues, to your trillions of cells. Okay, yes, away artery. Exactly, oxygenated blood from the heart. All right. And now coming to the valves of the heart. We've seen a little bit about it as in mitral and tricuspid, but there's also the aortic valve which guards the opening of the aorta, and also the pulmonary valve which guards the opening of the pulmonary artery. Okay, and then we have structures called chordae tendineae, thread-like structures here, which hold together the mitral valve and the tricuspid valve with the muscles, with the walls of the heart. Okay, acts like a rope to guard its opening and closing. Chordae tendineae. Okay, yes, not yet. All right, let's move ahead. Coming to double circulation. Again, another very, very important concept. Let's not go too much into the details of those. Double circulation, we call the scheme of circulation in human body as double circulation, because the same blood flows through the heart twice. One set of it is pulmonary circuit or the pulmonary circulation, and the other one is the systemic circuit or systemic circulation. Bhavita, you are a little late, but it's all right. You can catch up easily. Okay. Exactly, Anto. Blood enters the heart twice. Okay. And now, where do you get started? If at all you had to describe the entire flow of blood, where would you start? That's commonly one confusion that children have. CBSE children, whoever is watching this, you may get a question like that, because for 2 marks or for 3 marks, CBSE generally tends to ask that. But ICSE children are fortunate in that sense, because usually questions are very, very specific. And to the dot, you would be asked to write points to the dot, like even 5 markers broken down to 1 mark sub questions each. Okay, so whether it's fill up the blanks or whether, like in CBSE students' case, the entire paragraph to be written, you need to know what is happening. Okay, so probably if you don't know where to get started, just remember, start with the fact that to the right atrium, deoxygenated blood from the entire body is brought in by the vena cava, the superior and the inferior vena cava, and then proceed from here, from the right atrium to the right ventricle, this way, and then that gets pumped by your pulmonary arteries into your lungs. And then what do your lungs do? The oxygenated blood is brought by your pulmonary veins into your left atrium, that goes into the left ventricle, and then from there it is pumped by the aorta to the rest of your body. Okay, this is the basic gist of the scheme of circulation in the human body. Okay, and what next? Conduction of the heart. We know that the pacemaker of the heart is the structure that we call the SA node, the sinoatrial node, because it is what generates the impulses of the heart, the rhythm of the heart. Exactly, it is sinoatrial node, SINO. Okay, sinoatrial node, and then it transfers it to the AV node, and then that transfers it further to all its sub-branches, supplying it to the rest of the heart, the muscles of the heart. Okay, yes. And we describe the human heart as being self-excitatory because it has a mechanism in its own organ, in itself, to keep up the pace of itself. Okay. All right. And moving on now, as I told you, it's called the pacemaker of the heart. It can come as a 1 marker. Okay. Sinoatrial node. Do not write SA node. It's pacemaker. Okay, Shreya. So sinoatrial node, do not write SA node. You are expected to write the full thing. Yes. And then the heart sounds, lub and dup. When are these sounds produced? Okay. Now, as I've written here, the first sound, lub, is produced when the semilunar valves close. What are the semilunar valves again? Yes, Avika. Now I remember you. Yes. Semilunar valves are the valves which guard the openings of the aorta and the pulmonary artery. Okay, because they are half moon in shape, which is why we call them semilunar valves. Okay, when they close, the first sound, when the AV valves close, the first sound lub is heard. And when the semilunar valves close, the second sound dup is heard. And when do they close? That again, I've written it here. below it, atrioventricular valves close when ventricular systole occurs. What is ventricular systole? It is contraction of the ventricles. Okay. Yes. Good afternoon, Reena. Okay. So ventricular systole is when AV valves close, and because of that the sound lub is heard. And secondly, when ventricular diastole occurs, a ventricular relaxation occurs, as you can see here in blue, highlighted in blue here, what happens? Closure of the semilunar valves occurs and the second sound dup is produced. Okay. Yes, this is also very, very important from the point of view of a 1 mark question. Okay. Yes. So I hope that much is clear, and we move ahead to simpler things like elements of blood. I think by now you would be experts, pros in this components of blood, the elements of blood. Blood is mainly made up of plasma, the fluid portion which we call plasma. Okay. Children, any questions you have, please post it in the comment section below. Okay, because in between the session we may not be able to take up all the doubts. Okay, because it may disrupt the flow of the session, and we have limited time also. Yes, do not worry. You can watch all the videos in Students Corner playlist, Arshia, and you will be free of stress, completely free of stress. Trust me, I've answered all the questions that students normally ask during exam time. Okay, thank you, Nidhi. Okay, there is plasma, which is the fluid portion, and in that there are the formed elements. What are they? The red blood cells, the white blood cells, and the platelets, also called the erythrocytes, the leukocytes, and the thrombocytes. Okay, the percentage of each is what I have written here, and these are the different types of white blood cells or leukocytes. Okay, you need to know what the function of each of them is. For example, RBC helps in transport of oxygen, and WBC helps in immunity of your body, in invading, in attacking all the invading pathogens, and platelets help in blood clotting. Okay, yes, that's about the elements of blood. And then we talk about the ABO blood group system. Yes, Akash. Okay, leukocyte, CYTE. Yes, Sakshi. Okay, ABO blood group system. There are 4 major blood groups: A, B, AB, and O. Quiz will also be there today, Jayesh. At the end, as always with any one-shot series, after finishing the summary of the chapter will be a quiz. Okay, so stay with me until then, because that is what is going to boost your confidence. Okay, I belong to the O positive blood group. Somebody is asking me, what is your blood group, ma'am? Okay, I'm just answering that. Yes, A, B, AB, and O, each of it having Rh positive and Rh negative versions respectively for each of them. Okay, yes, and one more thing to remember is you need to know what are antigens and antibodies. For example, as you can see here, the name of the blood group is given by the antigen which is present on the RBC. Yes, no, my blood group is probably one of the commonest blood groups in the world. Okay, yes, group A has A antigens, group B is called B because it's got B antigens, AB because it's got both A and B antigens, O because there are no antigens. Remember, O represents a proper plain RBC which is smooth and doesn't have any antigens on its surface. Remember it like that, which means no antigens on its surface. Okay. So what about the antibodies which would be present in their plasma? Obviously, their antibodies wouldn't be against their own antigens, because of which A blood group people would have anti-B antibodies, B blood group people would have anti-A antibodies, AB blood group people would have no antibodies because they have both A and B antigens in themselves, so they don't want to take the risk. If they had any antibody against A or B antigens, then their own body would be attacked, right? Yes, within 5 minutes we will start the quiz. Okay, 5 minutes, that's it. We are coming to the end of the summary. And then what about O? Because there are no antigens, it attacks A and B in case foreign blood is introduced into this person's body. So anti-A and anti-B antibodies. Okay. Yes, this is a very, very important concept, children. If you want, you can take a screenshot of this, but yes, the PDF will also be available to you Okay. And this is just to give you an idea about who can donate blood to who. O negative is the universal donor and AB positive is the universal recipient. Exactly, Anandita. O negative is the universal donor. You must remember that much. Okay. And now we have come to the end of the summary. And children, once again, these are our amazing ICSE 2019 toppers, and next year I would really be happy, probably the happiest teacher in the entire company, if I could see any of your names on the slide when we create it for your junior batches. So definitely we are here for your support, children. ICSE fast track series are going on. One shot is happening now for bio. Fast track definitely is covering all your major subjects, all your chapters of the major subjects, okay, of physics, chemistry, bio and math. You've been attending them. Do remember to keep attending them. It will be continuing till end of next week, most likely. Okay, Menti quiz will be there soon, Jay. Okay, because this week the revision camp and all that is happening. We had to just put it off by one more week. Otherwise, we were planning to have it this week. Yes. Again, same thing, Nikita. And finally coming to the quiz. Yes, let's see who's going to be answering best today. The opening of the right auricle into the right ventricle is guarded by dash. Shagun says A already. Okay, right auricle into right ventricle. A, okay. D, C, B also. But I can see most of you are saying A. Is it the tricuspid valve? Is it so? Okay, let's see. It is indeed the tricuspid valve, right auricle and the right ventricle guarded by the tricuspid valve. If you want to remember, R, T, R. Right auricle, tricuspid valve, right ventricle. Okay, R, T, R. And now the next question. Which of these is the pacemaker of the heart? The SA node, the bundle of His, AV node or the Purkinje fibers? A again, okay. I don't think anybody has a confusion in this. Everyone unanimously saying A. So definitely it is A. Well done, children. Yes, SA node, sinoatrial node. Next one. Yes, observe this picture very carefully. Which of these, I've marked A, B, C and D in blue. Which of these represents the pulmonary artery? No, this is not Menti Bhavna. B, A. Okay, which of these is the pulmonary artery? You can see A there, B here, C here and D there. Yes, A, D, B, okay. Pulmonary artery, what does it do? If it's an artery, first of all, it has to leave the heart. And because it's pulmonary, it has to go towards the lungs. So what is the answer? Obviously, it is A. I did see some of you saying B and C also, but think of it like what I said. Artery away from the heart, pulmonary in connection with the lungs. Yes. Now, which of these is present on the RBC of an A positive person? A positive person, okay? Antigen A and RH antigen, or is it only A antigen, or is it only RH antigen, or do you think it's antigen B and RH antigen? Okay, look at the options very carefully. There are some multi-select questions also which I have put in this quiz. So there can be more than one option also correct. Okay, maybe. Okay, A, B, D, D. Don't know. Okay, it is A as a good majority of you say. I think at least 80% of you said it's A. Antigen A and RH antigen. If it's a positive blood group person, definitely RH antigen is present, right? So definitely the answer can't be B because RH is not mentioned there. And then it is an A positive person. The blood group of a person is named after the antigen present on his or her RBC, because of which it is antigen A and RH positive is RH antigen. Yes, so there we go. Next one, AB blood group has no A and B antigens, A and B antigens, A and B antibodies, or no A and B antibodies. Which of these is correct? As I said, Multi-select questions are also there. So look at the options very carefully. Yes, B, B, A and C, somebody says. Okay. A and C again, somebody says. A and D, is it? All right, I'm going to end your time in 3, 2, 1 and go. The answer is B and D. AB blood group. Remember, a person's blood group was named after the antigens present. So both the antigens have to be present, A and B antigens. And because they are present, they cannot afford to have any anti-A or antibody, AA, anti-A or anti-B antibodies. You were right, Srijan. Okay, very good. Great job, whoever gave me the correct answer. It is B and D. A and B antigens and no A and B antibodies. Antigen, cloudy clouds, is something that is present on the surface of the RBC. Okay. Antibody is something that is present in the blood plasma. Antibody attacks any foreign substance, and antigen in general is a term that you can use for any substance that enters your body. Even bacteria can be considered as antigens, but naturally we have certain antigens present on our RBC surface. Okay, no problem, Manoj. Yes, Jai, I understand it can be a little confusing, but as I said, if you understand this logic, it will be very simple for you. Then you don't have to memorize this. Okay, no, antibody is not WBC. Antibody is not WBC. WBC is a blood cell. It's a formed element. Okay, they are not synonymous. Okay, now moving on. The heart sound lub is produced during which of these? Closure of semilunar valves, closure of AV valves, ventricular systole or ventricular diastole. Yes. A, B, okay. B and C. Again, somebody says B and C. A, okay. All right, I'm getting like sort of all kinds of answers except I think D. D, I don't see too many of you saying it's D. So I end your time in 3, 2, 1 and go. The answer is B and C. Very good. Somebody did tell me it is B and C. Okay, closure of AV valves, the first sound. Remember, it was here on this side of my screen. The first sound, lub, is produced during closure of AV valves. And when do closure of AV valves occur? It is when ventricles are contracting, ventricular systole. Okay. And there we go. Well done. Clap for yourselves, children, because this is a very, very important chapter and you have done amazingly well. Definitely, if you have found questions that we discussed in today's quiz pretty easy and answerable, most certainly you will not find it difficult for your board exams. Okay, trust me. Okay, yes, there we go. That brings us to the end of this, and once again sharing our proud results of the 2019 batches, 2019 CBSE 12th, CBSE 10th, ICSE 10th and also KVPY scholarship and PRMO. We've got some amazing results from children who studied with Vedantu in the last academic year. This year also, I'm pretty sure all of you and our regular students also, all of you will keep us proud by doing very well, right? All right, quiz is done. And there we go, once again reminding you about Revise India Camp, children, especially CBSE children out there. Revise India Camp is going to be happening on Feb 20th, 21st and 22nd. Do not miss it out because your entire syllabus of all your subjects are going to be covered in those 3 days. An overall quick revision of all your chapters, the entire syllabus. Okay. Yes, tomorrow also we will be meeting, and here is the ICSE Class 10 complete biology playlist for those of you who want to understand all your ICSE chapters in bio more in detail. And we also have diagram series for bio, fast track series for all the 4 subjects. You can find videos from Abhishek sir, Anubha ma'am, Gopal sir and myself, fast track series which are still happening. And of course Students Corner, as I was mentioning, because this extra motivation is also very, very important during exam time. So do watch those also. Okay, thank you very much, children, for joining me once again. Before you leave, do remember to hit the like button right now. if you have enjoyed this, because all of your love and support, that is how we get to see it, right? And that is what keeps us motivated to keep doing more and more for you. And do remember to share it with all your ICSE friends. And of course, subscribe to the channel Vedantu 9 and 10. If you haven't done so yet, because until your exams are done, we will keep coming up with a lot more creative content so that your journey is a lot more at peace. Okay, so see you again tomorrow. Tomorrow we shall have the fast track session also, and we will have the one shot session also. One shot again at the same time, 12 p.m. So I'll see you again tomorrow at the same time. Keep working hard, stay motivated, take care. Bye bye.